Hello, welcome to a new vlog. I'm VA Winter. I'm an indie author, professional beta reader, editor in training. I currently have one short story out, Touch of Glamour, and I'm currently working on edits for my debut novel, which will be Fire Witch, and that should be coming out later in 2025. Currently with beta readers, and I am off work this week. It's Wednesday the 26th of March. I have spent the beginning of the week doing life admin things like getting a new phone. I am currently reading a book called Deep Point of View by Marcy Kennedy. That's one of the reading recommendations on the developmental editing course that I'm doing. I'm learning interesting things about point of view that I've never consciously thought about. I think a lot of things in writing you do unconsciously. You're reading fiction and you're sort of absorbing that knowledge. Even though I knew, like, first person point of view, hypothetically, there's two versions, right? Past tense and present tense point of view. But when you're thinking about a past tense first person narrator, that person exists somewhere in the future to be telling the story as the narrator of the story. I can't remember what word she used. Retrospective first person. So it's thinking about what point are they at the future. Obviously, they know how the story unfolds. So you're kind of losing that limited knowledge that a first person present tense narrator would have. Currently reading that. They're quite short books. It's called the Busy Writers Guides, I think, series, something like that. I'll leave the link down below. I think they're really good, actually. The other thing that I am doing this week is I am setting up a separate website for my editing business. So that's going to be Commonplace Edits. So hopefully when this video goes up, there should be a link down below to the new website. So there'll be vawinter.com and commonplaceedits.com. The other main thing that I'm doing is planning next quarter. So it's obviously end of Q1 this week and then Q2 begins next week. It feels like finally, after all these months and months and months of small steps, and I've kind of lost this metaphor somewhere along the way and I kind of want to bring it back. Small steps. It's been a lot of small steps, a lot of drafting, a lot of redrafting, a lot of outlining, a lot of planning, a lot of things that really don't feel like they're moving the needle in any big way. But it feels like this quarter, Q2, is going to be a quarter of the needle being moved in a bigger way, bigger steps. I'm ready for change. I'm ready for things to change. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on. Yeah, get back to reading my book. It is now Friday morning and I am supposed to be starting doing some actual work for the day, but my mouse is charging. So here I am. I'm planning this morning on working on the website for Commonplace Edits, and also I've got a video that I need to script, plan, potentially film. I'm starting to get some beta feedback back, and it's both encouraging and disheartening at the same time, which I think is normal for getting feedback. I think in my experience, I've had a couple of ideas already on what I can do potentially to make the story stronger. And I started sort of just making some notes about that last night. I'm missing it. I want to get back into it. I just need to have some patience because the rest of the feedback that I get back might change those ideas, might change what I think. What I need is a complete list of things that I need to change, things that I need to fix. And then I can go through it methodically and fix it and change it. I haven't had the feedback back yet from the professional beta reader from the paid service. That's not due until Monday next week. I'm wondering whether I want another sort of round of feedback on the story once I've made the changes that I want to make. I'm not sure, because I just feel like I could get stuck in a cycle of wanting to make this book perfect forever. And I do want to make this book perfect, and I want somebody to tell me that it's perfect and that therefore when I publish it I will never get any negative criticism. It will be fine. Everyone will love it. And it's just not going to happen. And it's the perfectionist, people-pleasing part of me that just wants it to be perfect. And because I know that it's the first in a quartet, it's technically the first in a much longer series, overarching series. And I just feel like this book of all of them has to be perfect. But I've also got that Katie Wismer video in my head where she was saying it's not going to be perfect. And it's true, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be my worst book. And that's really hard actually to sit with. Every book I write is going to get progressively better, but I want this one to be perfect. And I'm really going to shut up now and I'm going to go and check my mouse and see what I can get done this morning. So I have just had some beta feedback back. It's really good feedback. It's a really good beta reader. For the most part, it's fixes, right? Which I knew. there were things that need fixing. Some interesting things to think about. The ending, for one. Endings are not my strong point. This I know. So it's made me think about the ending, and I'm thinking, how can I make it feel more like the end of an arc? And the problem is that the real ending is at the end of book 2. That does make the ending of this book difficult, because the ending of this book is very non-ending-y. It's very much a 2-part story. I don't know. Don't know what the answer is. Saturday afternoon. I'm kind of coming towards the end of my to-do list for the week, which is very nice. I think it is the first time I've had a week off and I've gotten to the end of my to-do list. It's very cool. What I'm doing now is my Kanban board. I've done my goals and I've done my projects. So that's kind of what it looks like. Goes on. So now what I'm doing is I'm writing all of the tasks that I need to do for my projects, which, to be fair, mostly my projects are the tasks themselves. I don't break them down. It's like for YouTube, I just put the YouTube video up because I'm not going to write edit YouTube video, film YouTube. That's just too granular for me. Some people I think do go that granular. I'm not going that granular. I've got 2 goals: PhD, earning a living from my business. Both slightly delulu goals for the year. Long term, I think we're fine. We do actually have now a website, which will be linked down below, as well as an Instagram just for what I'm calling commonplace edits, which is going to be my editing business. I feel weird calling it a business. I'm going to get on with making my sticky notes, and then I am going to get them on the board. That's the Kanban board reset, sort of. The bits in the middle are still things that I'm working on. So as always, stuff on the left is obviously to do. There's a lot on there, and that is partly because I'm planning to do 2 passes of Firewitch this month. So I'm hoping to get a draft 4 done pretty easily with the changes that I need to make, and then I'm hoping to get the copy edits done this quarter. That's a bit delulu, but that's currently, as it stands, the plan. Obviously, I've got my YouTube videos on there. I'm going to be hopefully doing some Substack articles, which are going to be a little bit repurposed from YouTube, so should be easy enough to keep up with. HB90 in orange, and then books that I want to read for my PhD, and just some other bits to do to get Firewitch prepped for release, really. This is Q1, other than those few bits that are still just on the doing, which hopefully that'll all move over to this notebook. So this is the back of my weekly planner. I've just sort of squashed all the sticky notes in. Q1, that's everything that I got done. Feels like I've done a lot when I look at it, look at all the sticky notes, but I look back over the quarter, and I think this is why this kind of method really works for brains like mine, because I look back over the quarter and I think back to January and I think, I don't feel like I've done anything. I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. For most types of goals, there's no material change. It hasn't changed my life in any huge way. Like, I haven't moved or quit my job, or, I'm not suddenly rich. It's like nothing materially has changed. I'm still coming to the same desk every day at the same time every day to do the same work every day. So I think it's important to look back, and for me, doing the sticky notes for the Kanban board reminds me every day when I sit down at my desk, because it's right behind my desk. This is what you need to do. This is your GPS, as Sarah Cannon says in Heart Breathings. This is the plan, this is the map, this is the path you need to follow. All I have to do on a daily basis is just sit down and do the tasks that are in front of me. It's 3:45 now, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for the rest of the afternoon. I'll figure it out, I suppose. It's now Friday. It's the 4th of April, and I'm not sure where the week's gone. In one of those weeks where it's just been like, just survive. just get through each day and survive. So I intended to actually edit this vlog on Monday, finish this vlog sort of Monday, Tuesday, and get it edited and up during the week, and it's Friday and here we are. So that's worked out well for me. I've missed another upload. I have received the beta feedback Tuesday morning, Monday night. The email came through. It's good feedback. I've started to think about how I can improve the book. I need to redo the ending. There's a character that needs deepening. There's a relationship that needs some work. There's just some continuity stuff that I need to fix, and the timeline needs help. I can see how I can work through it chapter by chapter. I don't need to change anything massive structurally. It just needs a bit more stuff adding and potentially some stuff just rewriting. I've been debating all week what the next step is. I've had the feedback back. I need to make some changes. Fine. That's what I expected. I've been debating, do I go for another round of feedback? Do I make the changes? And then the book is just going to copy edits, because I don't want to get stuck in a cycle of changes. That's it. So that's the beta reader feedback. It's done. Next, we're moving into draft 4 of Fire Witch. So I will end the vlog here. As always, all the stuff that I do is linked down below in the description box. If you did like this video, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video.